on YouTube. Hey, everybody, welcome to today's Facebook and YouTube Live. If you were just tuning in, glad you were here. And we're going to try and see. Oh, I think we've got, okay, Chad, I think we figured it out. I can see comments this time over on Facebook. So if you guys will say where you were from over on Facebook, and hopefully I'll be able to read comments this week that are coming in. I'm able to see who's tuning in and watching on Facebook, but I'm really hoping that comments are going to be active and working for today. So Chad's got his computer. We're going to see if we can figure it out together. Jamie, you were the first person on YouTube I'm seeing. Hi, Nita. It's good to see you. Jenna's from Mount Pleasant, Utah. We've got people tuning in over on Facebook, so I can see who is watching. I'm just hoping that I can read comments. Okay, Gina is the first person. Hi from Connecticut. So comments are back working. I don't know why it wasn't working
We were
before.
just playing with those settings.
That's so weird. Sometimes they do these updates between Facebook and
It seems like
YouTube
we got it.
and they change it up. Amy Hart is on a cruise ship watching while she is taking her makeup off. Amy Hart, it's good to see you. If you guys aren't following Amy, she is on Instagram. You'll want to check her out. She is darling. Stephanie Browning is from Anaheim. Stephanie, it's good to see you. And Eva is tuning in from Pennsylvania. Deborah is joining us from Facebook. Hi, Claire. She's tuning in. Patricia is from Illinois. Welcome. Okay, you guys, I am so glad we have comments back working again on Facebook. It makes it so much better. Dottie, it's good to see you. She lives in the Northwest. Dottie, where are you from? I know that we've been friends for over 7 years now, but I can't remember where you live in the Northwest. Christina is tuning in from Portugal. Welcome. And Betty is joining us from Denver, Colorado. Okay, we did have some comments that came in, so I will be addressing some of those. You guys, I'm so tired today. I just got back from the Quint's field trip, and they had all of the first grade classes were at the park, and so it was a lot of kids. So I'm worn out, but we are wrapping up the end of the school year here at the Scott household. We had Landon's, my 14-year-old son, end of the year banquet for soccer. He has started early morning practices or rehearsals. I don't know what you call it, practice, for choir, the premier choir at the high school. So that has been going on, I think, the last couple days. And then Landon had his end of the year choir concert. So just lots of extra things in the evening. So the Quints have been staying up a little bit later. So everybody's been going to bed a little bit later. So we are just winding down with the end of the school year. And then summer is going to be starting. The last day of school is actually next week. So we're excited for that. Dottie is in Port Orchard near Seattle. Okay, Dottie, I didn't realize that. I didn't put that together. We lived in Bellingham years ago, and it's so beautiful there. I've got a cousin that lives near Seattle now, but I haven't been back in about 4 years. I miss it. It's so beautiful this time of year. Okay, so let's dive in here to some of the questions that were asked. Dottie, I was actually going to answer your question first. Dottie White asks, do Tatum and Shaden have colors picked out for the wedding? I did speak with Tatum. She stopped by earlier this week, and she and Shaden have just about picked out their wedding colors. And she just barely picked out her wedding dress. So I'm really excited for her and Shaden. They are just so excited to be together and to not be apart once they get married. So they have done long distance dating now for over 2 years, and they just are excited to create a life together. So Shaden's actually going to be back in town. Both of them will be back in town this Friday. So there's a lot to catch up on with those two, and they are just busy finishing up the end of the school year and semester. It's weird to watch this over on Chad's
I'm just making sure
computer because it's a little slower than mine in real time. But so far everything's working, and I can see comments coming in on Facebook, which is awesome. Jenna says, love your hair, Jamie. Thank you. I'm actually having a really crazy hair day, and my hair was just like pulled back while I was at the park. So I just quickly like combed it out real fast. Okay, another question came in. Have you picked out your dress for your son's wedding? I have not. So I'm just waiting to hear from Tatum if she is wanting to have like the moms wear a certain color or just whatever we want. So whatever she decides, that is what we will be doing. Um, okay, I have had a few questions come in about Logan. I did take him in to Instacare yesterday. He is asthmatic. And so when he gets a cold or when he gets sick, it's just harder for him to breathe. And it's also allergy season. And so I took him into Instacare and the doctor prescribed a few different things. So he does have what's called a nebulizer, if you're not familiar with asthma. And so he is on just a newer medication that should help with regulating that asthma a little bit better. Caitlin asks, how are the Quints reacting to Daisy's arm? They've actually been really sweet to her. And she will be able to take her brace off next week. So we're really excited about that right before summer. And I've had several comments come in lately about Daisy's brace or Daisy's cast because people are noticing that it appears like she switches which arm she's wearing the splint on. But it's actually her right arm, and it depends on how I'm holding my camera and filming. So if I'm filming outward, it makes it appear like it's on the opposite arm, but she's always consistently wearing it on her right arm, and she's doing really well. The Quints have been really patient with her. Let's see. Sherry Johnson says, I have cousins in St. George area. It is a wonderful place to live and it's a cool place to visit. I was going to share with you guys, I met the coolest family at the park today. So if you guys are on Instagram, I think her channel is called Hey Hess. She is a triplet mama. So her husband Mitch I met, and then her name is Haley, and she had triplets that were born at 28 weeks gestation, and her kids are so cute. So you'll definitely want to go check her out over on Instagram. Darling family. And it's something that I think our audience would really resonate well with. She's just this really cute young mom with this young family. Her kids are, I think, like 18 months old right now. Okay, Diana Thompson asks, has Logan had allergy shots? My son had to end up having shots for a few years. They seem to help. I don't know if allergy shots are going to be covered by my insurance. We've not tried that. Three of the Quints still have allergies. I feel like Lincoln has just about outgrown most of his allergies. He's sensitive to some things, especially dairy. So we do limit how much dairy he has because he's likely lactose intolerant. And then let's see, I still have three of the Quints that are allergic to eggs, fruits, kind of the usuals, but I'm hoping that they outgrow it like Landon did. And as they get older, they're able to just manage what they can eat and what they probably shouldn't eat. But they're doing well. Okay, let's see. I had a question come in. Okay, Nita asked, why was Lincoln sad at the race? So there was a portion of the race that you're probably referencing right when he crossed the finish line. My kids were so concerned about being first place, and none of my kids were actually first place. But nobody wanted to come in last. But anyway, they did their best, and it was a really hot day. So Lincoln was sad because he needed lots of water. But we were really grateful because at the end of the children's race that my kids ran, Orange Pill provided smoothies for all of the kids finishing the race. So they were really happy after that. He is a sweet little boy. Chad, have you seen any comments come in? You're mainly over on
I mean, they're
Facebook.
like, how is Chad?
Okay.
Chad's good.
We're gonna
No,
we're gonna put this over so you can see him too. He's got his
I'm
computer.
working and the computer, and I
Here,
was
scoot this
just,
in a little bit more,
I
and
was
then you can
just
see him
mainly
too.
trying to make sure that we were making sure the comments worked because she wasn't having the comments come through on Facebook. So we were trying to figure out what was going on with the two so that we could get them working. So we played with some settings before we got it turned on. It looked like everything was working, so we just had to go with it and see. But now they're working. So now I'm like, now I'm just reading comments, and they are a lot slower on my computer. Well, not necessarily slower, but you can see them. So when she watches it on her phone, really you only can see one person at a time on there. Like the Gina now from South Africa just, says she's from there, and that's all you see. And then it disappears. So that's so we're just kind of watching, and I'm looking at my computer, and you can see it a lot better, the thing. So we're just trying to make sure it's all working so she can do it. I'm kind of out here because um
I'm looking at 3 screens right now.
yeah,
I'm not used to the 3
and I'm
screens.
actually answering emails at the same time.
So
So
I'm almost
but
wondering if I go live on my computer where it has the bigger screen with Facebook so I
you
can see the
we
comments and
but
I swap it next week
we have to do some different stuff on Facebook on the
for it to
computer to
work.
work live. Live works so much better with YouTube, just depending on how you do it. But you can see the comments, and they're not so fast. Oh, the shirt colors. Yeah, she always has the best shirt colors. But
This
um,
shirt is from Walmart. It's like 5
so
years old, but it's
I've
super
been out
sensory friendly, so I
golfing
like it.
this morning. I know it sounds like I'm always just golfing, but
You
we
have
have
been golfing a
a
lot during
lot
the month
lately.
of May.
Yeah, so I play in a lot of pro-ams, so the professional amateur um things with tournaments that we're title sponsors for and stuff like that. So then I was a guest announcer this morning for all the LPGA ladies who were teeing off, and so saying some of the names was quite, for me, is quite difficult, but it was fun to see all the women golfers from around the world who are here in Washington County and playing golf. It's the May is we proclaimed May. I wrote up a proclamation for Women in Golf Month for the month of May, because we have all 3 levels of women professional golf here 3 weeks apart in the same area. And so it's just kind of a cool thing because it's never happened anywhere in the world. And it just happened right here in Washington. So between 2 of our golf courses. So we're just doing golf, but I just wanted to make sure everything was working. And then I kind of like to be over here because
No, I
you
think you
guys
do great.
don't like me on here.
No, I like you just fine on here. Let's see. Okay, other questions. Kim Stevens Nanny asks, "Are you Mormon? Are you LDS?" Yes. So those are abbreviations for my church. I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and so does Chad. So we're the same, belong to the same church. Robin asked, "What happened to Lily's hair? I remember when she cut her hair so short." She did. That little girl might grow up to be a hairstylist. She really loves hair and makeup and nails and all things girly. My girls, when I was a little kid, like in the 80s and 90s, we would do our hair in rags, which is just like cloth, kind of like an old-fashioned way of curling your hair while it's wet at night. My girls have kind of invented this new way of doing their hair where they want it like their hair after a bath, like they do all these tiny little buns in their hair. So it's like crazy curly the next morning. So both Violet and Lily wanted their hair like that, but Daisy didn't. And they were really excited about me taking a picture. It was actually meant, that picture was that I posted on stories was actually meant for your daughter Kieran.
Yeah.
Because when I took their hair out, their hair was like super curly, like his daughter Kieran. Kieran's what, 22, 23?
Yeah, and she just had the best way to describe her curly hair would be like the little China dolls, the porcelain, when
Like
she was,
perfect ringlets.
yeah, they're perfect ringlets when she was young. And so, but yeah,
Yeah, it's good.
and I
Okay.
like being here live too because I can do this.
You can just block people?
Bye, Felicia. Well,
That was a
this is not Felicia. This is some,
Lavanya,
yeah, but
not
this
even a
is,
real
there's
person.
scammers, so it's kind of like peace out, scammers. So
Hmm. Okay, I answered both those questions. I think this was the third. page. No, I've answered.
And
I
yeah,
got
and
a
Lincoln
basic
on the
one.
race. So we had Ironman. So it's been a full week here. We had Ironman North American Championships here last week because I kind of oversee. And so we had an Iron Kids. So they always do a little half mile or 1 mile run. And the kids wanted to do the half mile. So they can do it. He was crying a little bit because one, he wanted to
Lincoln.
medal at Lincoln. He wanted to come in first because I think his bib number was number one, or was his five? No, I don't know. I got 1 through 5 for the kids, and so he wanted to, but he found out really quick that might have been out of shape a little bit for sprinting for a half a mile. So that and not coming in first, but as soon as we got the smoothies in him, he was a happy
Oh,
camper.
I need to move I keep looking at this screen so you guys can hear Chad, but you can't see it.
We cannot see. I don't want to be
So,
seen.
how's that?
This is fine.
I'm
But
not
yes,
used to 3 screens.
but it was
There we
just
go.
so yeah, so that was what Lincoln, and then Logan, everybody did really good. Even Logan with his asthma and stuff like that did really good. I think he even came in before Lincoln did. Um,
Yeah.
Logan, and he was worried about it because um, he was worried about if he would cough, but he was excited. He was, if you guys go back and watch the video, shameless plug from yesterday, he was showing his biceps. He was ready to go and stuff. So it was exciting. But they did it, and they each did a really good job. They had a good time.
Mhm. Yeah, I was proud of them. I had no idea out of the Quints who was gonna come in first. I thought it would honestly be Lincoln.
Yeah, because he was there, but he didn't want to run, and Quaid ran with him too, and so it was kind of funny to watch them all. And Quaid was a good sport because he wanted to do the mile run, but I'm like, somebody's got to stay with the kids.
Mhm.
so
And
so
I
he,
was trying to film as best I could, but you had like special access because
yeah,
it's what you do for your job.
yeah.
And so I was only able to get some shots, but then you were able to get the other shot. So it was good.
So but yeah, so
Um,
we just kind of just yeah, just having a good time. And so like I said, I wasn't planning on being on this, but we were just trying to fix the comments. So we appreciate everybody. It's kind of not been, it's been a busy couple weeks
I feel like
for
I haven't
everybody.
seen you much,
I know
honestly.
it's that time of the year where between golf and Ironman and golf again, and then we have some other stuff. And so I kind of go work at golf and stuff in the morning, and then I'll go in the office in the evenings, and then I try to sneak over for a hot minute to um for things grown-ups do. No, I'm just kidding.
What?
But
No, my kids have been asking to see you a
yeah.
bit more because you've had to leave earlier because you've had some really early mornings for your golf stuff. So Logan's actually been the one that's
Yeah,
because
Logan calls,
he calls you like midday on the
yeah.
days that
And
he's
it's
gone.
and it's really good. I don't mind when the kids, they'll FaceTime and all that, but it's kind of fun. And so he called today while you were at the park and got a hold of your phone. He FaceTimed, and I just had walked into my office, and it was kind of fun because he's like, "Hey, listen, if I do chores," he wanted to do chores. So he was doing extra chores when he gets home today so he can earn some screen time. That's because he kind of got banned from it last night because he wasn't happy about when screen time was over. And so he was promising today that he will do chores to earn screen time. So
Yes, he asked if like one chore was worth 10 minutes of screen time today.
so we got to figure out a nice little like reward system, like a 5 minutes for a bedroom or
Especially,
something
yeah,
like that.
especially with the summer coming, like my kids need to be participating better in taking care and running a household, like
Mhm.
making their beds, all those things. And we've kind of been slacking with this last week just because we've had some late nights with the kids.
And
So
they're just good. And
they're just busy
in
this
summertime
last
here,
week.
we all grew up, and a lot of you guys can appreciate this. We usually see just go outside and play. But when it's 110, you don't want to go outside and play. So on certain times we'll find the water parks and the splash pads and the pools and stuff. So there's plenty to areas to cool off. But just a regular Tuesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, somebody's just, they got to have screen time because, excuse me, it's the only time it's cool enough to do anything.
Hmm. Yeah, my kids are excited though. We're ready for school to be out. Landon's excited for school to be out. I think Landon, more than anything, is excited to spend a lot of time with his big brother, Shaden. Everything changes once you get married. And I think my boys are feeling that. And so these last couple months of the summer before Shaden gets married, both my boys are just really looking forward to spending extra time together.
Oh,
Chad, does your place have a pool? Is Nita's question.
yes, my place does. So one of the things that she mentioned Daisy's arm and the cast or the sling, and I have gone on and answered some of your guys' comments in the past videos. But those of you who are watching on YouTube, you only see like part of my face right now, and you only see me on the right side. But those who are watching, I just realized that if you watch on Facebook, it's switched.
That's crazy.
You see how the different cameras are.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that's basically. I know you guys aren't watching on both screens, but that's what's going on. So like here, I'm sitting on the left side screen, front screen on YouTube. I'm on the right side of the screen. So that's what's happening with the cast simplified version
Yeah, so it
of
just depends on
the
what
camera.
direction I'm filming from my phone. Yeah, so like the laptop, the screen is here, but I'm holding my camera flipped so that I can read the comments on the screen, if that makes sense.
Kind of a slow day. So I'm sorry, guys. We're kind of tired and boring.
It's just the
And
end
like,
of the year of all the things, and I'm honestly, I'm just like fried. That was a lot of first graders for me at the park. I hats off to the teachers. I think they're amazing.
and they're almost done. One more week.
Yes. Yeah.
One more week, and no more early. Well, no more early mornings. Maybe a little later at night sometimes, but we're not in that rush to get um, people out the door in the morning. Well, Jamie's not in the rush. I don't live here. You all know that. But she's not so much of a bigger rush
No, I
in the
like to take
mornings.
my time, and I've some of my kids just like to take their sweet time. Um, but sometimes I'm like, okay, we don't have 5 minutes to dawdle. It's time to get in the car. We're going to be late to school. So my kids were actually up super early and I actually had to hide the remote because they like to hide it from each other. And anyway, they want to pick the show, but they've been waking up at 5:30 in the morning, 6 o'clock. So last night I hid the remote, and then once everybody like got dressed, had their breakfast, did the morning routine, then I got the remote down and let them watch a show. Dottie White says 20 years for me in the first grade, and they have a lot of energy. They really do. There is a sweetness though, I feel like to first graders, like they're still just so sweet. Um, but yeah, that was it's been busy.
Monica, where are you at in Monica Clack? Where are you at in South Africa? So I was just curious. I was just seeing. I was looking at because we're trying to figure out settings, and I was looking at earlier YouTube and Facebook settings, trying to figure out what was going on. And do you realize that 20% of your audience, the most of your audience, is in Australia?
Yes, we
Like
did.
St. George, Salt
Yep.
Lake is like 9 and 10th down on
The
the
list of
list of
cities.
places where,
Isn't Brisbane one of the biggest,
yeah,
or
it was
is Sydney?
Australia.
It's because they ran a bunch of articles in a magazine between the UK and Australia at about the same time when the Quints were first born. I think we were featured in People magazine and some other news outlets. And so it kind of just took off in those two places in particular. But
Ellie, the reason, yeah, Ellie, the reason we don't live together, it would it be cheaper, especially here in the St. George area. It's definitely a lot cheaper, but just with the church and what we believe and how we do, we don't live together, because we're not married and any of that. So that's why we don't live together. Just yeah, it would be cheaper, but maybe one day I'll convince her, and but for now,
we'd have to be married first, though.
yeah, yeah. So that's where we're at, and so it's great, and but that's just answer. I'm trying to answer questions because I can't My eyes are
I
not
know, I'm
that
like,
good
there's
to
3
see.
screens today. I'm not used
See
to the
I
3
can't see the
screens
phone one because it's just so far away. But
with your
I've
eyes.
been to Cape Town, so thanks for answering. I was just curious. So
Um,
we can go answer some questions for a few minutes because we've got
yeah, so if you
gotta
have
go get kids.
questions, you can answer questions. We'll take a few questions here.
Also, chatting. I mean,
You
it's
don't pronounce the G?
I'm not very good with my Afrikaans. So I'm like ek praat nie Afrikaans nie. So I speak Xhosa, so I'm not very good with this.
Speak that language a little
Can't
bit.
no because
He lived in Africa for a couple of
so.
years.
But yeah, so that's I was just curious. But anyway, because yes, we can answer a few guys.
Chad, Shelby asked, how long have you been divorced? How many years?
2019, 2018. So yeah, a couple-
6
yeah.
years? About 6-ish years.
But yeah, so I do have kids. I've got 3. A 22-year-old who's at the university here, a 17-year-old daughter who just plays golf up in at her school. She just was the third time back to back to back state champions in golf just yesterday, last night. And then I've got a 14-year-old son, Quade. You guys see Quade a little bit.
He was at the race.
Yeah.
It looks
Yeah.
like Landon, but it's Quade.
Yeah, Quade's got
Have
they
similar
kind of
build.
similar build, tall, lanky, but Quade's got dark hair, Lannon's got blonde hair, and so Cape Town. I did pronounce it.
You pronounced it right, yeah.
She said I
Mhm.
yes, in Afrikaans, and so yeah, so but Mother's Day, did we do anything special? Your dad cooked some steaks.
Yeah, you and my dad are a lot alike.
No, your dad cooked them. Does
Oh,
your
that
daughter
was good.
and boy live together with you? No, so they're here quite a bit. Whenever there's events and stuff like that, they're down here quite a bit. They're only an hour and a half away. So I put a lot of miles on my car. So we try not to miss anything. And then whenever we're doing anything down here, they're very busy in the community they live in, very actively involved. Quade, even though he's 14, he does have a job. He works at a grocery store, and then he I like to explain it. He stocks shelves at the grocery store, but his main job is to take the groceries out for the little old ladies.
That's
So,
like the sweetest job.
but yeah, so that's what he does. Yeah, Shaden's getting married August 2nd,
Mhm.
Saturday, August 2nd. coming up.
And 2 questions coming in. Travel plans for the summer with the kids. As far as what we'll be up to, we've talked about going up to Panguitch Lake and
Mhm.
taking the kids fishing. We're gonna stay up at Grandma and Grandpa Smith's cabin. And I think your kids, they might come.
Yeah, I think
that.
Quade's getting work off right now. We were talking about it last night. It just depends on what the other ones and their jobs. The older they get, the busier they get. But yeah, we were going to camp.
We're gonna take everybody
First,
camping, all the extended family
and we
camping.
just decided that might be a little much. So we're gonna stay at the cabin, and then the lake is only about 45 minutes away. So Jamie's dad will rent a boat when for one day for all the Quints and everybody to go out, like a pontoon boat, and then we'll go out on that, go fishing, and then maybe one of the next days we'll just take the older boys and stuff like that, and a little dinghy, and troll around the lake or something like that. So
Okay. Jenna said you should come to San Pete and go to the Derby on the 24th of July.
Sam Pete, that is, I love the San Pete County. There's nothing better than a small town, small county fair in Derby. You go up to Manti and they have their fair and their derbies and little rodeos, small town rodeos, all of that stuff. So if anybody are in central Utah and want to go down and see a cool derby, it's derby season in July and August
Okay,
in
what does
Utah.
Derby mean?
Derby's like,
Sorry, I don't know what that
so
is.
demolition derby is,
Okay.
so we get cars and old cars and we strip out the windows and strip out basically weld some stuff shut, and then we go out and crash them.
Hmm.
So yeah, demolition derby, last man standing. That's the way to go. So
My kids might like that. They get a
San
wreck.
Pete does
they
have
get
a great
start.
one up there, and so it's a great place to live.
Donna says, wish y'all could come to Alabama and see some of the Southern culture. Lots of history here. I think if I took a trip to the South, I might never come back. I'd probably fall in love with the people and the town
Yeah.
and just want to stay there forever. And
Except, yeah, it's a roll tide.
not you?
No roll tide. She'll know what I mean. So,
Um, let's see.
sorry guys, weren't very well prepared today. We were just trying to fix um some information or
To see
some
if the
technical
comments.
issues, and now we got it all fixed. Now
I
we're just like,
wonder if it is because I tap on the screen so that it's a clearer image. Maybe that's what I'm doing out of habit is over on
like
Facebook, I'm tapping the
so
screen
like
before
tap
I
that
start.
and see what
Should we
happens right
see?
now. So we're just, you guys are our guinea pigs, so sorry. But I
So the
maybe,
last thing I'm seeing is Michelle New is watching.
well, I can't see
Are there
who's
any comments
watching.
coming in?
Yeah, thanks for the date information. Have you ever been to the Dakotas? No, but
I
I've seen some awesome pictures. No, see, it's coming.
I went
But
to North Dakota and I was invited to do like a public speaking event for a women's conference and share my story of the Quint's birth and talk about resilience and all of that. And that was pretty cool. Um, is Chad going to be joining you more?
you know, probably not. I mean, I can think, so we've been dating, let's see, this month will be a year.
Mhm.
And I can still probably count on on one hand, how many times do I probably come on alive. Um, it's just my schedule's hard and I work. And so I do have a little more freedom, but it's just like, this is a good space for you guys, and it is, a lot of you want to speak just women's stuff, I guess. I don't know if that's the right term, but
There are some men that
yeah.
watch this, but it's primarily
Yeah, and
women on
I
Wednesdays.
watch to kind of to support for one, because I'm interested in what she's doing and stuff like that. So it's just sometimes support. Sometimes it's just in my office going and I don't have the sound on because it it helps to generate revenue when there's more people watching. So I'll just click it on. Sometimes it's on mute a lot of the times, and then I just watch for comments. And if there's a lot of hard comments, bad comments, or rude comments, then it's. I mean, you guys know you're starting to learn a little bit.
There's been a lot of bye Felicias. We've been
Yeah,
cleaning
we
it up a
bounce you from the
bit.
platform. So, we don't need that, and she doesn't need that. And so, it's, you guys do a great job lifting each other up, and that's how it should be. Um, Women should support women, women should support everybody, men should support women. So it's good that everybody supports everybody on here. And when it's not a supportive and you're just trying to, for better lack of words, stir the shit, you're gone. And so, um,
I
so
think these women on here have done pretty good if everybody's still here.
So we appreciate everything you do. And so yeah, I would like to be on sometimes more, but um I'm there in spirit, I guess you could say.
Yeah. Favorite date nights. What's your most favorite date night? When we did Iron Man, I was debating whether or not to keep this clip that was in. When we go walking up the steps and it says Greater Zion, um, my kids turn around and we wave at the camera. But right after that, my kids were like, "Hey, mom, remember this is right where we first met Chad." The first times, like our first date, my kids were actually there and they were remembering that when we were there at Iron Man for the
I know it's
race.
called stir the pot, Patty, but I like my word better.
Patty, sweet. Trish says social media is surely a challenging way to make a living. Bless you for your efforts. Yeah, I didn't, when I was a little girl, I didn't say ever, when I grow up, I'm going to do social media for a living because that wasn't even a thing. It's just kind of something that happened. And my kids, they're starting to comprehend and understand a little bit more. And we were scrolling through social media the other day, and they were taking turns watching videos of when they were growing up, and it was actually really sweet. Okay, Chad, have you ever golfed in the woodlands in Texas?
No. And let's get something straight here. My favorite thing. I have to look the part, I have to talk the part, I have to promote the part. Um, I play the part when I need to play. I'm not a golfer. I I I don't play golf. I normally have not played golf, and so, but there are some beautiful golf courses around this world. I love watching it live on TV. It's funner to watch grass grow, but in person, it's a lot of fun. There's some athleticism there that I have a newfound respect for men and women who golf. Last week I played in a, or 2 weeks ago, I played in an LPGA Pro Am, and we walked the whole course. And I felt bad for my caddy who was carrying my clubs, and so he got a good tip at the end because I felt really bad that he carried him. But Jamie's going to come if it all works out with me next week to a Pro Am and play, and so it'll be fun to get her out to see how that kind of how it goes.
Sarah asks, "What are your favorite swig drinks?" Okay, so there's another one in town, and you just came over and brought me this. So these are from Fizz. This one has Dr. Pepper, coconut cream, and pineapple. That one's good. I like that one.
Um,
Let's see that.
this one is called now.
That one I like better
Listen,
today.
before you guys get your little keyboard fingers ready to go, I know caffeine's bad. I know it's all bad for you. Save it. This one's called the Chipper Chandler. It's basically
It's really good.
it was a long morning. So it is Monster Energy. I do healthy because I do sugar free, but it Monster Energy and strawberry puree. So the white Monster Energy with strawberry puree.
You know,
It's
I didn't
so
really drink caffeine that much except for like once a month growing up because it just helped. Um, and I didn't understand why women liked their diet soda. And then the good Lord gave me quintuplets, and I was like, oh, I need
yeah.
that energy. I get it now. I get why women drink their sodas, and I love my caffeine. But I'm a Dr. Pepper girl. I grew up with Dr. Pepper, and it's my favorite.
Diana Bridgerman, you were over on Facebook and the comments stopped. And that was probably your computer. You probably need to refresh it because I'm watching them here and they're just still just they're just rolling. So just saying. It might be something like that.
Lauren says the kindest thing. I love your outlook on life. Oh, that comment went really fast.
Go back like this. You can't do this on your phone.
Everybody's talking about how much they love caffeine. I do love my caffeine. My daughter Lily, she tries to sneak it, and before bed, it's just not a good time.
No, we don't do coffee. A lot of the hot drinks, a lot of that goes with the particular religion that we are, and we respect that. And it's just kind of yeah, I know everybody's going to say that there's no difference, and I fully believe that there's not a difference between a Monster and a cup of coffee as far as good and bad, but all things in moderation. But no, we don't drink coffee.
Mhm. Okay. Are you addicted to soda?
No, I don't. Most people who know me know that I'm drinking water most of the time. So, but it seems like every video lately there's one, but
I
it's my busy season.
I've been terrible. I've been starting my day off with caffeine because sometimes, like, my kids are just going strong at like 5 a.m. and I don't even have my contacts in. And just having like a little sip of something right before I start my day is just really helpful. Um, but we've got somebody tuning in from France. I love France. I almost went there. If I had taken 5 years of French, my parents said they would have paid for a school trip for me to go. I took 4 years of French. I can say some things and I can understand if I listen long enough, but um I'll stick to Coke. Have you ever had a Dublin Dr. Pepper? What's that? What is in that? Pepsi Max is somebody else's go-to. Um, Glenda asked Jamie, why do you not drink coffee? So we are members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, and we have something called the Word of Wisdom. And I know that other congregations will have things like this, but in ours, it talks about not drinking coffee. So I've actually never had coffee except for like once I was on a cruise and ate some sort of dessert probably that had coffee in it, but I didn't like the taste of it. But growing up, my grandma, little grandma, was a convert to the church, and so she didn't drink coffee when I was a kid, but we would drink something called Pero. And so sometimes I'll mix Pero with sugar and drink that. It's non-caffeinated. Maybe coffee tastes like that. I like it mixing it with like cocoa sometimes. So hopefully that answers your question there. Cherry Pepsi's good. Somebody
Cherry
else.
Pepsi.
Rhonda likes cherry Pepsi. I do like cherry Pepsi.
Cherry Pepsi's like good. Take some peanuts, like the Planters peanuts, cut the top off, dump the peanuts inside your Cherry Pepsi in the
What?
bottle, put the lid back on, let them soak. You got the snack, you got the drink.
That's like a thing?
It's a thing.
I've never
Watch, you
I've
watch this.
never tried
My
that.
Southerners, you speak up for me, you know. So it is a thing. And yes, we do drink some teas. It just depends. Mostly herbal teas. When I lived in Africa and I was on my LDS mission, that was I learned about tea time, but we stuck to strictly the herbal teas and the healthy teas and stuff like that. So, um, it's just it's use your judgment on what is supposed to be, and that's what we how it kind of rolls. But my grandma would give us postum. Yeah, postum. Blech, that stuff
I
is.
think I've had that, but
Mhm.
I don't remember what it tastes like. Coke and peanuts. Okay, everybody's saying that's a thing. I've never tried that.
It's a thing. You get your snack and you get your drink.
Okay, so Samantha is asking who is with you. So this is Chad. We've been dating for over a year now. This
Ish. Yeah.
May.
Yeah.
Yeah. My kids were asking funny questions about all that just a few days ago. Lincoln was trying to make sense of all that. Do you remember that conversation?
Well, I know exactly what he said, but we're not going to get into it here because it'll just start off everybody saying, but it's fun, but it's fun to see. That's what you got to say what something about because we usually go through these later, and scroll through this. Sometimes that is date night. We sit here with the computer on the lap and just kind of roll through. And we apologize. She can't necessarily answer every one of them because there's a lot, and so we kind of go through and read them. But maybe post where you live, like what is your like regional drink that you go to. So if you're in Ireland, it's like Guinness beer, or no, kind of a thing. Like when I was in Africa, it was Coke because we weren't allowed to drink the water. And so maybe just put on your regional thing, and we'll have to see if maybe we'll go get a
My
couple of them, we'll special order them, and then we'll have them
And
here and
try it. That'd be
and
fun.
try it. So
That'd be fun and alive. I don't know if I'm gonna like it though. It sounds weird. My dad lived a couple years in Argentina, and I think mate was like their thing there. And I think I tried mate because I had a friend from Argentina. I didn't like it though. It was more of like a thing that everybody shares, but I didn't like it.
yeah, I don't.
I don't really like the taste of tea, like some herbal teas. I know when I was doing my fertility treatments, green tea was in there. And I would drink decaffeinated green tea because I found when I was pregnant, like the few times that I did have caffeine, my heart would just race. And then later I learned I had a heart murmur, which corrected itself in time, but I didn't drink any caffeine besides twice when I was pregnant with the Quints. Her cup of tar. Somebody said their mother-in-law switched to Postum when she joined the church. She called it her cup of tar. That's funny. Okay, in Texas, Christy says in Texas we call it a soda Coke. Oh, we call soda Coke. Yeah.
Yeah,
My cousins grew up in the South and they'd ask like, "Hey, do you have a Coke?" And I'd go hand them a Coke and they're or like they call all sodas
yeah.
Coke.
Also does Coke.
Yeah, or we'd say pop and they're like, "Pop?" So they'd tease us. Soda, Coke, pop. Um,
Yeah, a lot of ginger ales in the Michigan.
I do
Yeah.
not like ginger ale. It's never tasted good to me.
There's one I was in. Where was I? I was in Indiana. Is there one like Mojo or something? If anybody's here from Indiana on here,
Little Grandma's from Indiana.
like something with an M or something. Oh, it tasted like that, But
Ooh.
um, kids are in school. One more week left. Even my kids are like, they're like, peace out. We're not. We're done.
Mhm.
So it's. there's kind of things. So
Nita asked, Jamie, you had a lot of physical ailments. You had surgery. Have you had any more problems? The only thing like surgery wise that I have left to
Moxie. Oh,
fix.
sorry. Go
Oh,
finish
that's
yours.
what it
We'll go
is. It's
back. Go
Moxie.
ahead and
Okay.
fix your thing. Go. I know.
Oh, it's just cubital tunnel. I still need to get that surgery because like I got, yeah, Logan like hit my arm at the park and my arms just go numb. So I do need to have that corrective surgery, but
Yeah, that's the Moxie. That's what it was. It's
what's
like
Moxie?
it's like a bitter. Am I right? It's like a bitter sweet drink.
Candy says Moxie is brown and gross.
Yeah, it's like a bittersweet
I've never tried that.
drink, and so yeah, it's just different. I saw it in a can there, and yeah, it's kind of just like woof. That was rough.
Okay, somebody is from Texas. They like a matcha green latte. I've never had a latte.
Listen, I know I shouldn't drink it, and every now and then a good matcha is a good matcha. So listen, I
right.
never said I was perfect,
No.
but pigs on a trampoline game for kids. We don't have a pigs on a trampoline game.
Carol Davis, there's a new one out that's an orange and cream Coke. I've not tried that. Have you guys tried the Dr. Pepper that's out that's like blackberry? I thought it was terrible. It tasted like mouthwash acid to me. And I love Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, it was they just Iron Brew is a fizzy drink. Yeah, it's so yeah, so there's a lot of things. And so this has been sorry, you guys are like the what's the word? You guys are like the caffeine for us right now because this is actually kind of
Like
fun because
craving caffeine.
y'all that watched at the very beginning, bless you for sticking this long because that was rough.
Okay, so Donna asks, I think she missed this one. What's the reason for not drinking coffee? I haven't heard of this before, so I'm interested in knowing. So different religious organizations will have like, I don't know, different, we call it the word of wisdom. So we don't drink coffee, but when I actually almost moved to Texas about 4 years ago, and I met a group of people there that as a congregation had voted, we were talking about religion and like things that we had in common. I was actually surprised at how many things this particular group of people had in common with my religious beliefs. But they had, I can't remember what they called it, but it was like not a code of conduct, but more or less the same as ours, a word of wisdom. But for them, for a while, they didn't even eat chocolate. I was like, I couldn't be a part of a religion that doesn't do chocolate. But then I think they voted against it. And they didn't do coffee for a while, but now they do coffee. Susan asked, how do you run the 500 steps in the summer heat? Well, I haven't done that in a
Well,
while.
it's 666 if you really want to know. It's 333 up and 333 down, and that you just need to go early in the morning, so or late at night. Well, even late at night is not even really a relief in the summertime, but early in the morning it's quite
5:36.
Nice. I'm
You have to get
actually
up.
working on something that we might try to do out there for an event someday. Some all y'all can come
Where
out
at?
here and on the steps.
Oh,
I want to work on something.
okay.
We have a plan.
You
So
have a plan? I
we have
don't
a
know.
plan. Well, no, we don't have a plan. I have a plan
Oh.
to bring in a few people to do it. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, it's 333 steps, 25 flights of stairs going up the
Robin says there's a new LDS church being built in Fairview, Texas. I'm surprised. They have congregations all over the world that are part of the same religious group that I'm a part of. So it's cool.
Is that Kamacha? Kabucha?
Kombucha?
Yeah, Kamacha,
That's
Kabachu,
gross.
Kabachu. It's like it's disgusting. That shouldn't even be a drink. So I know what you guys are talking about.
Do you play pickleball where you live? That's a great way to exercise. That's Patty's question on Facebook.
Do we?
Last time I played pickleball was with Skylar and I actually peed my pants. So I haven't played in like 6 years. It was after I had the Quints, I think.
We've got all the pickleball gear.
We have all the stuff.
All the
And I've had bladder repair, so like I could try
we
again.
could try again. We've got the pro pickleball people send me stuff and give me stuff. And so we've got a big bag of what a dozen of the most highest end pickleball paddles and I'm like
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with these things.
Mhm.
So but yeah, I have worked with people with it they're involved with heavy pickleball stuff, and so we do have it. We've talked about it. The kids love to do it. Quaid and my girls and Landon love to play. So um, it is kind of fun. But yeah, we like to kind of just walk and anytime you guys can you spend an hour with the kids, you'll feel like you ran a half marathon. So we're kind of at the end of the day, sometimes you just sit there and we're like, ah, we're done.
Yeah. So as far as like our favorite date nights, like, I don't know. I really like getting out with you and the kids and like sharing things that we love with the kids. Like that's really cool. I just like getting out of the house with the kids.
What did we do? Was it last night? These nights and days are running
They're
together with
all
all this stuff.
blending together this week. There's been a lot going on.
We took the kids to
What
what
was last
is
night?
it was no, it was nothing last night. It was Tuesday night. Um, it's called Big Shots here. It's
Oh.
just like if y'all have ever been to a Top Golf, like a Top Golf kind of a place, but it's called Big Shots. It's just yonder down the road, and we took them because it was a meet the pro night with LPGA stuff and invite kind of thing and have dinner and things like that. So the kids all got to play golf together and we didn't really film anything because we were just having a good time.
I know. I'm like, I don't
So
even know what I'm going to share for content this next week. I haven't really filmed anything
it's kind of
extra.
fun sometimes just not filming, and we try because she wants me when I like took the kids shopping with the for Mother's Day stuff. It was like film, and I'm like, y'all, you're. It's hard to film when you've got the kids because
It's hard.
you like
It's
you're
like,
you're constantly 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5 1 2 3 4 5, and they're just running everywhere, and so it's definitely a hard thing to do, um, but lately it's just kind of like more being just there in the moment and just enjoying it and not worrying about it. So we apologize if there's not a whole lot of stuff. Deborah from Napa, Idaho, spending time with family. It's always the best. We meet every Sunday, and Napa is a great place. I was born in Caldwell and we lived in Middleton, so the Napa people will know where that's at. So yeah.
have you taken the kids to a movie theater? My kids would love seeing Minecraft, but I thought for sure they would go with their dad because he's a big Jack Black fan.
We've thought about it. Is it too old though? Y'all seen is anybody seen the Minecraft movie?
Is
Is
it
it
good or is it obnoxious? Because I don't want my kids being obnoxious if we go and see it. My boys are obsessed with Minecraft right now.
so we just don't know if it's a great if
Film.
it's too old.
And I teach my kids good, better, and best when it comes to movies. And so sometimes they'll be watching something. Honestly, like I hate YouTube. I don't like my kids watching YouTube because I feel like it shortens my kids' attention spans because they only watch a show for like 2 minutes and they move on to another show. But um, I don't know. My boys really like that. Is there another question in there that you saw?
No, that was a question I was gonna ask, but yes, movie theaters are so expensive. Um, there was a question that I was just gonna say. Have you ever had an argument, or do you guys always in sync? We are in sync if I do what I'm told.
Sometimes, though, we have a disagreement and
We talk it out most.
yeah. Yeah, but we don't yell or fight like that. Sometimes, so like when we were first moving furniture from my old house to this house, and I was trying to explain that I wanted something done, he's like, "You just gotta tell me." And it looks like Landon is trying to FaceTime me right now. Okay, Kate says that Minecraft is obnoxious. Her kids just saw it. Okay.
Well, then it's perfect.
Um,
Yeah, so it's just going back to that. Yeah, you just have to just tell me because listen, those of you guys, I know this is mostly women on here. Just know we try to be mind readers, but we get it wrong most of the time. So, if you just tell us. Just tell us. That's all. Just tell me what you're thinking,
Mm.
because then I don't understand. I don't know why she wants it done a certain way, and she just takes a second and tells me, and I'm like, all right.
Like, then just tell me it's important to you and I'll do it or I'll
You know,
help you with
yeah,
it
if it's
or
important, because it's like there's more than I always explain there's more than one way to skin a cat, and I'm not mean, and I'm gonna figure to skin a cat, you know.
Mary asks, what do you do for a living?
Who said that? You do social media. Oh,
What do you
oh.
what do you do for a living?
So sports tourism. So I'm like the tourism director for sports in Washington County, St. George. So I work for the government, not the city of St. George. Everything I work on bringing the big names stuff, work with athletes, bring those big things to our area. Um, so anything that's got a high media value, professional level, what does it look like? I'm the guy who kind of figures out what does it look like to the world, how do we portray it, how is this organization portraying, what kind of people are they bringing in. So I work out all those sponsorship deals that are done, for the economy. I figured out economic impacts, how is it going to impact the community, where is it going to impact, how long is it going to impact, what are the negatives of each and every event that comes to the area.
Mm-hmm.
Ish. You got the Reader's Digest and less, because we're running out of time version of that.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie's still trying to figure it out after a year, because each day is different.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, your job requires a lot and it requires a lot of like, the other thing is like, you have to have a lot of different clothes for what you do. That's the other thing that I'm noticing is like, he almost always has to be wearing comfortable clothes that look clean, that look sharp, but he can move and go randomly take people out on like an e-bike ride or go meet with, I don't know, we've met the governor, we've met some pretty important people.
Politicians,
Yeah,
the
your
the
job is
so it just
fascinating.
depends on um what I'm doing. Like
Mhm.
yesterday, I took a bunch of LPGA players e-biking and hiking in Zion National Park. Because they have a big, huge social media following, that I take them out and show them exactly the areas that I know they're going to post and have a good time doing. And so I saw a picture with Marie Osmond. Marie's a friend that is great, that was walking on that LPGA event, and I saw these two people waving at me as I was walking, and I couldn't figure out. And my son's like, "Who's that?" I'm like, "I don't know," and
And it
they were
was Mary
waving at me, and
Osmond?
so then I walked over closer. They're like, "Hey, Chad." So, but no, she's a great lady, and her staff around her is great. And so, but yeah, so it's a lot of different hats. I moderated a panel with the governor a couple weeks ago, and the new head coach of the Utah Hockey Club, or Utah Mammoths. And so it's just different things. I was having a long political discussion with the mayor of a certain town yesterday in a corner, and telling her they got to figure a few things out before we're going to do some stuff for them. And so it's just kind of a lot of different hats. That's a good
Okay, I
way.
have hair in my face, but when it's blonde, I can feel it, but I can't see it. Yeah, I almost feel like though and I've learned this while dating you is I kind of have to up my game with what I wear at some of these events. And so I've needed to have a few different pieces of clothing to add to my wardrobe because I'm like my mom t-shirts and like I don't know, ripped up jeans just isn't gonna cut it when you're meeting politicians and you're at LPGA
Mhm.
stuff, like, so I've learned how to dress a little bit
But that's my
nicer.
best. That's what I like the most, is just the t-shirt and jeans. And I was in flip-flops and a t-shirt after I went home, took a shower before I came over. So it's just a lot of different.
That's one thing that I really love about this guy is he's super clean, so after work is done, before he comes over, he'll usually either go change his outfit or he'll go shower almost every single day and then come over, and so he just always smells really nice,
I
just
don't know
really
if I'm
clean.
into him. I don't know.
Yeah,
Kind of
he just
stinky, but
smells
what
good.
time are we gonna go get kids?
I'm
Because
gonna go get the kids. I just missed a call from Lannon, so
I
I'm gonna
might go to go
see
back
what
and work.
he is up to. But thank you guys for tuning in. We love you guys. And stay tuned. We've got one of my kids is gonna lose probably 3 teeth at the same time. We'll see. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But
We'll see. Maybe we'll share pictures, because they'll be like
Yeah,
Toothless.
toothless, all in the front. All right, you guys, we will catch you later. We've got 3 screens going on right now, but we love you guys, and we will catch you the next live video. We'll see ya.